This is a very complicated code challenge for white, so make sure you spend at least 10-15 minutes on this problem and figure out as many variations as possible on your own. When you're approaching such a difficult problem, it's very important to eliminate as many first options as possible. So the most intuitive move would be something like this: decreasing black's eye space. Black cannot come in at number 2, so black can only block. But blocking here is essentially a corner bent 4 shape. If we finish this shape this way, then this is a corner bent 4 shape with 2 extra liberties on the outside, which means that when white comes in, black can throw in at number 8. White captures, and black will be able to live with number 10 because there are 2 liberties on the outside. Black will capture white like this, and there will be 2 real eyes. So this is the fundamental reason why most of white's attempts will fail, because of this shape. Corner bent 4 with 2 liberties on the outside. So we've essentially eliminated number 1 here. Similarly, if you play this first, black will connect. And if you push here, we'll be back to the corner bent 4. This way, white will still fail. If you try something like this, then this will fail, of course. There's plenty of eye space for black. Black is very resilient. Try something like this. This will also not work. Number 1 will just get swallowed. Similarly, this will not work. Number 1 will get swallowed. Once again, number 1 will just get swallowed. Now this seems promising, right? Black will connect here to preserve his eye space. And now white's sharpest move is to come into the 2-1 point first. But what happens here is that black can still just play on the outside, something like this. And even after this exchange, this is still going to be a living shape for black. So playing here, number 1 doesn't really work. And that pretty much leaves us with the 2-1 point, which is always a good point to try and consider. So what's interesting is that black now needs to be careful. If black plays something like this, what white can do is simply play something like this on the outside. If black captures, then white can come in and destroy this eye. Black will be dead. If black plays here, white can come into this bent 3, and actually black cannot find a second real eye. So 1 and 3 can kill black if black responds at number 2. So black's sharpest move is actually to throw in here. And this is extremely tricky because white is extremely tempted to just capture here. But this will fail because black can simply connect. And once again, there's no way for white to kill black. If you connect here, this will be a bent 3, and black can find an extra real eye on the outside very easily with number 8 here, here, or here. If white plays something on the outside, what happens now is that black can still play at number 6. White cannot come in at number 7, and eventually black will be able to capture white like this. And that's why after number 4, white actually fails. So that is why after black's throw in at number 2, it's very, very, very important for white not to capture right now. The sequence really matters here. So it's very important for white to actually play on the outside, right here. If you play something like this, then once again, white will fail. So white must play here. Now you might say black can just capture. But what's really neat about this pattern is that white can come in right here. And there's no way for black to capture number 5. Either this or this. Black cannot come in. And that means right here, B19 is a fake eye. And black will be dead after number 5. So that's why black must play here. Now the challenge is still not over, because it's still pretty easy for black to make a living shape, right? If white is not careful, white plays something like this, might be a good idea to reduce black's eye space. But what's happening now is that, of course, black will block here. If white plays on the outside, then black will connect, and once again, black will live like this. So that is why the next move is extremely important, and that's to throw in right here. Extremely, extremely counterintuitive. Why would white want to give black these 2 stones? That's a real eye. But due to the complexity of this pattern, I would say this is exactly the right move, the right sacrifice. And now it might be clearer how white can make a code. And that's by throwing in here, black must capture, and now with number 11, this is a successful ko for white. Of course, this is a two-step ko for white, because for white to win, white needs to capture number 13 and secure number 13 as well. Otherwise, it's not enough. So if white wins, white will need 2 moves, 13 and 15, meaning it will have to ignore 2 of black's moves elsewhere. So that potentially might be costly whenever you see a two-step ko like this. Of course, if black captures back, black only have to capture this one step and win. So it's a two-step ko for white to begin with, and a one-step ko for black to begin with. But of course, if we get to this point, if white gets to capture number 13, now this will be a two-step ko for black and a one-step ko for white, because white only needs to finish this ko, and black needs to capture both number 13 and number 11 in order to live. So it's quite a complex ko, and a very, very, very complex variation right here, because it's very counterintuitive to find number 7, sacrificing the stone, throw in again, and then capture finally at number 11. Overall, a very, very difficult problem. Make sure you spend enough time working through all the variations, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.